These are 5 things that I think you should avoid if you're trying to score a bag from Hermes. Hi guys, my name is G.P.S. and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be discussing 5 things, in my opinion, mistakes that are not helping you get the bag of your dreams from Hermes. Whether it's a Birkin, a Kelly, or even a Constance. I have an entire playlist with tips on how to score a bag from the boutique, as well as busting some myths surrounding Hermes. So I'll make sure to have that linked up here. However, I have been seeing some questions in my DMs as well as in my comments over and over again. So I thought that I would address them here. And if you want to find out what mistakes I would recommend that you avoid if you're after a Birkin, then please keep on watching. Mistake number 1, which I think is actually quite an easy one to fall into, it's shopping online. If your dream at the end of your Hermes journey is to score a bag, or bags even, then I would highly recommend that you try not to buy things online, because Hermes is all about building a relationship.
And you cannot really build a relationship with their website.
And while it's a great resource to have a look at their newest products and educate yourself about what the brand has to offer, if you are trying to get a Birkin, a Kelly, or even a Constance, or any kind of bag that works on the quota system, which means that it has to be offered to you, then buying things online is really not the right way of doing things. You're much better off looking at their website almost as a catalog that allows you to have a look at what's new from the brand, what are the things that are coming out, and then using the pictures and the information presented on the website to request those things to be sent to you by your SA, or even ask your SA to have them shipped into the store for you so you can have a look at them. For example, in the US, it's extremely easy because when you request something to be sent into the store, you don't necessarily have to pay for them. They don't require any deposits, so they make it quite easy on you. Hermes is a family company and they place a lot of emphasis on building relationships between SAs and clients. And while SAs can get access to your online purchase history if you use the same email address for ordering things online that you use in store, they can have a look at them. However, that's really not going to contribute towards your relationship with a store and an SA. So I would recommend that you stay away from buying things online. Use it as a catalog. It's a great resource to have a look at what they have to offer, but it should really not be your primary shopping spot if you're hoping to get a Birkin at the end of the day. This leads me into the second mistake, which again is quite common. I even have close friends who have done this. And while it's not the most terrible thing, this one is definitely going to set you back within your Hermes journey. And it's about being store loyal, but not staying loyal to the same SA. And I understand that things happen. Maybe the person that you initially started shopping with at a store, you just realize as time goes on that you guys are not on the same page and you want to switch SAs, which is perfectly fine. People do it. It's not the easiest thing because you have to kind of communicate that to the new SA while you are planning on switching and what's the reason behind your decision. And it might sound odd for someone who is new to the brand or who is not really familiar with this whole relationship building system that Hermes has. But at the end of the day, these are the relationships that are going to get you the bag of your dreams. So you can do it either way. I know that there are a lot of people who are against this, which is perfectly fine. You can go to the pre-loved market or the resale market. There are plenty of options out there. But if you're trying to get a bag from the store, then I would actually argue that having a good relationship and a good rapport with an SA is actually more important than how much money you spend. Which is actually not that unheard of in the luxury world. If I think about another luxury house, let's say Chanel, your relationship might not get you a highly coveted bag, although it can. These are the relationships that will help you get invited to events or be included in collection previews, get first dibs on bags and the new collection pieces. So while I understand that it can be weird for some people that they have to build a relationship with a brand, if you think about it in the luxury world, it's not that odd. Mistake number 3 is focusing on how much money you spend instead of thinking about what you're spending on, which is a mistake that can often lead to overspending or in some cases underspending. Because with Hermes, it's extremely important that you express your passion for the company and your true interest for whatever they make. Hermes has several métiers, which are essentially category of products, and Hermes makes pretty much everything under the sun. And when it comes to getting a Birkin, a Kelly, or even a Constance, your request has to go through several people.
First of all, you have to express your interest to your SA. Your SA will keep you in mind, and whenever something comes in stock that you perhaps would be interested in, they're going to ask their store manager or director to approve your bag release. They're going to have to look at your profile to make sure that you qualify for that bag.
And the qualification step isn't really about money and how much money you have spent, even though they can't see the exact amount that you have spent within, I think, a year. It's more about whether you have demonstrated your enthusiasm, let's say, for the brand. So you want to make sure that you build a diverse profile. You pick up things here and there from different categories. You get things from the small leather good department. You get things like watches, fine jewelry, fashion jewelry, shoes, ready to wear at home, and the list can go on and on and on. Everything will be reflected on your profile, and the more diverse it is, the better off you are when it comes to getting a bag. So definitely have a look and try to explore as many facets of the company as you possibly can. Don't feel that you're forced to buy into, let's say, their shoes if you're not really interested in their shoe designs. However, this kind of multifaceted profile is what's going to get you a bag from the store in the long run. Let's move on to mistake number 4, which in my opinion is not communicating your personal wish list to your SA. I get a lot of questions from you guys telling me that you have been shopping at a certain store for a couple of years, but you've never been offered a bag. Why are you not getting offered a bag? Or you have spent this amount of money and you've never been offered a Birkin or a Kelly. And then I always ask, did you express your interest for a bag? Did you tell your SA that you're looking for something? Because obviously they're not mind readers, and I actually have close friends who have an absolute love and passion for the brand. They have an extensive collection of ready-to-wear or scarves from the brand, but they would never be interested in buying one of their bags. So it's more than possible that your SA doesn't think that you would be interested in any one of these bags. So in my opinion, it's really important that you express if you are interested in a bag. However, there is a fine line between expressing your interest and nagging someone for a bag. I think Hermes is one of those brands that can really bring the worst out of people. I have been to the Madison Avenue store a couple of times where customers were literally yelling their heads off to SAs, basically demanding them to be offered a bag. But it can also be an incredible community. I have met so many people through YouTube and even Instagram who share the same passion for the art of Hermes, because I really find that their brand is an art form when it comes to their craftsmanship, their heritage, their attention to details and quality. It's truly like collecting art, so it can really go either way. We're going off on a tangent here, but let's talk about communication. So it's important that you express your interest. I usually do it when I first starting in a new store. I expressed my interest immediately after the first time when I picked up a couple of things. And I let the person know that I really wanted to start shopping with, that there are certain bags that I'm interested in, and I would really appreciate if they could reach out to me when any one of these bags become available. And then from that point on, I didn't mention any bags for the next couple of months. However, I don't think there's anything wrong with politely mentioning it. Don't make it the focal point of the conversation, but it's definitely something that you can bring up maybe after a month or two if you don't hear anything. But I do find that most SAs will bring it up themselves if they find that you are a loyal client and they take your relationship seriously. What I would definitely not recommend that you do is email or text or call your SA on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. After mentioning it once or twice, I think it is pretty clear that you're interested in a bag.
So we don't look at this as talking to a computer, they are actual people.
And if they see that you are there because you are interested in the brand and you have a passion for what they stand for, whether it's their craftsmanship, their heritage, or their quality, I think they will take you seriously, and it will make it a lot easier for you to get your hands on a bag. The last mistake that I wanted to discuss, which I don't think a lot of people are doing, is making sure that you do your own research as a customer. With Hermes, it can sometimes even be difficult to put in a request for a bag, considering that you cannot have a look at their portfolio and see what they have to offer. It's almost impossible to envision what a certain bag in a certain size would look like on you. So unless you are familiar with the brand and you do your own research, it's going to take a long time for you to get a bag that you're actually happy with. And if you become familiar with the brand, it's just going to speed up and make your entire Hermes journey so much more smooth and effortless. You're not going to be distracted by different bag offers along the way. And getting offered a bag that you're not happy with might take away from a bag that you would have absolutely loved. So doing your own research, which of course includes speaking with your SA, asking for their recommendations, considering that they are the people who know the most. They are the ones that see these things day in and day out. So they're going to give you the most insightful information. Knowing what you're asking for is going to make your essay's job so much easier. And in this day and age, there are so many resources out there. You can have a look at pictures and mug shots online. You can even go to consignment stores or stores that have these pieces in stock. Go and try them on, have a look at them, and see which bag really suits you. Because a bag can look great in your head, but when you actually see it in person with your style, it might look terrible.
Which is exactly what happened to me and the Birkin 25.
Considering that you most likely won't have any more than 5 to 10 minutes to look at a bag and then decide if you want to drop over $10,000 on it, it's always good to have a little bit of background information and know exactly what you're asking for. And it really couldn't be any easier nowadays. And if there are any topics that you would like to get my input on or my experience with, then please let me know in the comment section down below, and I will try to cover that in a future video. And this is it, guys. This completes my video on 5 Hermes mistakes that I would recommend that you avoid. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.